Problem number 2 says a hat contains 20 slips of paper numbered consecutively from 71 to 90. Karen draws 10 slips of paper from the hat, including the number 74. And Rob draws the other 10 slips, including the number 89. Each of them adds the numbers written on the slips, and the question asks, what is the largest amount by which Karen's total could be greater than Rob's total? All right, well, my hint to you on this one would be to think about the scenario where Karen's total is as big as possible and Rob's total is as small as possible. Okay, so so we want Karen to be the maximum, right? So we want Karen. Now, worst case scenario, or maybe best case scenario for Karen, assuming she wants the greatest total, would be that she gets all the big numbers. She gets the big half of the numbers. So there's 10 slips that are numbered 71 up to 80, right? And then there's another 10 slips from 81 to 90. So let's assume that Karen gets all the big ones. So she gets 81, and she gets 82, and she gets 83, and so on, all the way up to 90, okay? And we'll assume that Rob gets all the small numbers, okay? So he gets 70, whoops, not 17, we want 71. So he gets 71 and 72 all the way to 80, okay? So he gets the 10 smallest, she gets the 10 biggest. Now that would result in the biggest difference, alright? But we know that Karen has the number 74, okay? And we know that Rob has the number 89. Okay, so in this worst case scenario, we assume that Karen had 89, but actually Rob has it. So what we need to do, we need to subtract 89, right? Because it would be included in her sum. And we have to add 74. Okay? And same thing with Rob. Now, we're assuming here that he has 74, because it would be included in the list between 71 and 80. So we would have to subtract 74, and we would have to add 89, okay, to get his total. Okay? So let's take a look at that. We can actually take the difference. If I take this whole thing and I subtract it from the one above, now you can see I don't really have to add all these numbers up, because I can sort of, our equation looks like 81, you know, we're trying to find the difference, right? We're trying to find the largest difference between Karen's and Rob's total, where Karen's is greater, okay? So our equation looks like 81 plus 82 plus 83 all the way up to 89, and then we subtract 89, or sorry, all the way up to 90, and then we subtract 89, and then we add 74, okay? And then we would subtract this whole total, 71 plus 72 all the way up to 80, and then we'd subtract 74 and add 89, okay? Now I could do all that computation, but I know that I could distribute this negative sign inside the parentheses here, right? I want to essentially take the negative, or subtract all of this stuff, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this negative sign inside of the parentheses. So this would be negative, this would be negative, this will be a negative 80, this would be positive, and this would be a negative, okay? And then I can turn all my subtractions into additions, okay? But instead I've got negative numbers, okay? So I'm adding a negative 71 and a negative 72. Okay. So now, instead of trying to do those, add up all these numbers and add up all these numbers, it's a lot easier. You can see, and now the way I have it written, that if I subtract 71 from 81, I just get 10, right? If I subtract 72 from 82, I get 10. Okay, and 80 from 90 gives us 10. All right, and then you can also see that when I could have up here a negative 89 and I have a positive 74, which is going to give us 15, and that's going to be actually a negative 15, right? But I really don't even have to figure this out because I have oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I do have to figure that out. Never mind. Yeah, so I've got a negative 15 right here, and I also have a negative 15 here, right? I was thinking for a minute that maybe these would cancel out, but never mind. Okay, so negative 89 plus a 74 gives us a negative 15, and here again we have a negative 89 plus a positive 74, and we get a negative 15. Okay. So from that, I can see what my difference is going to be. Now, I've got a set of 10s here. And how many 10s do I have? Well, Karen has 10 numbers, Rob has 10 numbers, and I just subtracted all of the numbers, so I subtracted 10 times and I got 10 10s. So this is going to be 10 times 10, okay? And this is just minus 30, right? So I've got 100 minus 30, and when I take that difference, I get 70. Okay? So the answer is that the biggest amount that Karen's total can be greater than Rob's amount is 70. Okay? And that's because Karen has the 74 and not the 89, and Rob has the let's see. Yeah, Rob has the 89 and not the 74. Okay, so that's where this 30 is coming from. Because otherwise, if Karen had all the big numbers and Rob had all the small numbers, their difference would be 100, right? But because of the 74 and the 89, it's only 70. The difference is only 70. Okay, so there you go.